Welcome gamers to a really brutal but fun game called Quasimorph, which is quite hard to work your way through. You've got to really pick your battles in this one. Very, very fun game. It's a roguelike, but it's a roguelike, and I'll go through the negatives in my mind as well as I sort of come across them or as I've sort of seen them. There's roguelikes that sort of I guess are inspired by the roguelike genre and sort of just work within that. And then there's roguelikes that try to be very true to what roguelike is, and this is one of the latter. And I think that that's detrimental to some games. And this is one of those instances where little things, for example, you've only got one save. You can't play multiple games. You can't sort of have like one run going and then sort of save that away if you're doing really, really well. And then when you're feeling tired, come back and start up another one, for example. I often do that with games, where I don't. If I don't feel that I'm going to be sharp enough to be able to continue on a difficult game that I'm really enjoying, I'll start another one. But you can't do that in this sort of game. So I hope that they do actually add in multiple save locations, even if it's only one save per run. I don't mind that so much. But although even then, it should be up to the player how they want to play. They should have like an Iron Man mode if they're going to enforce that, things like those sorts of things. Let's get into it. It's a very confusing game to understand what's going on, so I'll do my best to explain what the lore is. It's got a new game. You get used to it pretty quickly, but
the history of humanity is written.
This is very, very well done, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Liars, tyrants.
It sort of expects you to know the lore when you do sort of start. This one here is as well. Jane then tells us a whole lot of stuff that's going on about entity called Seclin, about another entity called the Civil Resistance, another entity called SBN, and so all these things, but there's no context in what she's talking about. She talks about quasimorphs and things like this. Quasimorphs, and I'll talk about what all of these different things actually are. We'll just go continue in this instance. And then we'll sort of see that we're in Earth orbit at this point in time. We have a starship here called the Magnum, and so it's actually just orbiting around the planet Earth. If we have a look at the system map, you can then get a bit of I think this is probably the easiest way to sort of go through it. We can travel around the system, no problem at all. You're not buying fuel or anything like this. You just basically go where you want. And we are essentially a paramilitary group. So we're sort of essentially like a mercenaries for hire. And so we do different things for different entities. And wherever we happen to be, like for example, on Earth, there's one mission available. And that happens to be this one over through here, which is the tutorial mission. So we could do that one, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to skip over that one and just go on to other things. On the moon, we've got two missions, which is interesting. So over through here, we've got two different types of missions. Now, these are both espionage missions with a little key, sort of showing us what's going on through that other side. And so when we have a look at this one, we'll see that this is an espionage mission. The owner of this particular processing plant, this is QI Helium-3, the processing plant, and so it's the QI Helium-3. That's the name of the plant. Is QHE in small terms in through this other side, and this is owned by an entity called Franche-Comté, and the beneficiary of the espionage mission will be Planet Bridge, which is another entity as well. There's 17 days remaining on this particular mission. The rewards aren't great, just so fairly low level rewards, but that means it's fairly easy to do. Now, when it's coloured like this, it means that it's essentially something that's going to be done between entities that we aren't really all that interested in. Like if we go across to here, for example, we are peaceful with the Orbital City, which is also then controlled by another entity, which is the Sunlight Coven. And so we can come in here to trade if we wanted to. So these are sort of neutral, but where we can be like a mercenary for hire and do the espionage mission. Another one through here, where the owner of this one is the Sunlight Coven, and the beneficiary of the sabotage mission or the espionage mission is Grasshopper Technologies, I think is what that one actually is. Again, low level reward, but that's okay. We sort of expect to see that one. When we see things that are like this is sort of like a business, the candle building. These are peaceful with us as well. Like there's actually, these are sort of like, I think these are even more friendly. So we've got the SBN system, which we saw the name there before. So there's all these different entities that control different areas that then where there's other entities that are trying to spy on them. That's sort of one aspect of what does go on. And so as we pick and choose our way through it, our paramilitary group then gets a bit of a reputation for what's actually going on. We also have another mission out through here at Mars, where we have like a combat. We have a conquest scenario where there's the Daydream something or others as a beneficiary wants us to go in against the network, the SBN network, to sort of then take that one on. Now this would be a friendly one that would be going up against. We'd have to be a little bit careful with that one. There's only one mission there that's any mission. And then on Venus, we actually have 2 other missions. Now you'll see that there's a few different colours, different things going on through here. Over through here, we have one where the Church of Revelance or something, or I forget exactly what that one is the owner, and the Civil Resistance wants an attack going in against there. Now you'll notice that there's 25 days and 12 hours remaining to do this particular mission. We've got 17 days to actually travel to Venus if we wanted to get there. So that's sort of, you've got to take that into account as well, as if you can get there. Now, different random missions will come up randomly over time. So as you do things, you can just sit in orbit if you wanted to and just wait for the missions to roll around. It doesn't really matter how long you spend doing that, except the negative of it is, you'll see in a minute, that the actual entities get stronger the more you leave them. So you need to be sort of leveling up and getting stronger as they're getting stronger. So it's an interesting sort of way it does work out. It's a fairly complex game in terms of it's quite brutal, very difficult to sort of get ahead. This one over through here is actually, the owner is an entity called Zeklin, and the beneficiary here is the Corwood MG, and this is an elimination. They want this planetary station eliminated. This is a full-on combat. You'll see that the rewards are fairly high. We don't have enough time to get there in time to do this particular mission, but this is where somebody wants us to eliminate all of Zeklin forces on that particular area. So let's go and talk about the entities. Let's just go back and return and just go to the stock exchange. Every time I go into one of these other things, the game does pause. Otherwise, it just keeps on sort of running forward. And I want to make sure I can go back to those moon missions first. So these are the various entities on the actual game itself. And you'll notice that some of them are different sort of colours as we go through, as we saw that also with the missions. You know, they've got, like in this case here, the Paragon Orbital Factory is owned by Grasshopper Technologies. Grasshopper Technologies is in through here. And so this one here is actually not super friendly with us, but it's sort of like the other ones are sort of more likely to be more friendly with us. In fact, you can sort of see there I think that's, I'm not sure what the plus 20 actually refers to. I think it may be just that we're sort of like that we are getting more positively aligned with them. Now, the other ones that we're looking at in red, the Civil Resistance is a group of humans. This is an organisation that operates throughout the solar system but remains mysterious. And so this is sort of like a bit of a shadow entity. So we have to, we may end up at war with them or whatever it might be. This is the different missions that they have available. Their technology is a type of weapons or type of equipment we're likely to come up against if we do attack them. And so that's actually at level 1. If we go to Zeklin, this looks very, very different. These guys are sort of alien, but inspired by Mayan or Aztec type mythology. And so you can see through here, this is some time ago, a transmission was sent via SBN, which is up through here, which is actually like a media company. And so Zeklin, on behalf of a Quasimorph, who called himself Zeklin, King of Ganix, Bamfutra of Venus, the Hexakey does its best to support the legend that this is a psychological operation of the Civil Resistance. So there's sort of like, some people are trying to blame the Civil Resistance on doing this one, but essentially it's talking about the Quasimorphs. Now the Quasimorphs are aliens that take over human bodies. You've essentially got to shoot the human or wait for the alien to turn, and then you've got to wait for a little bit of time for the alien to become vulnerable and then attack it. So you'll see that when we sort of get into the actual fight itself. But these are predominantly around Venus. And so you can see through here that Zeklin is, it should actually sort of show us stuff in through there, not really all that much. Civil Resistance, as we saw there, was humans that are fairly mysterious. They don't know if there's some sort of connection between them and Zeklin. And we have Feathered Masks, which is another group of Quasimorphs that wage war against Zeklin. So this is actually like a civil war between these particular entities. So they're fighting each other as well. So we can pick and choose. We're a paramilitary. We're the Magnum paramilitary corporation, I guess, and then we have a score that sort of then starts to sort of develop as we go through here. Now, as we sort of start to raid different areas, we can see what sort of rewards we're likely to pick up in different regions. Anyway, let's go back, and that sort of gives you a bit of an overview as to what goes on, and we just then do mission by mission. So we'll return back in through here. The spacecraft, we have a quick look at this one, just is cargo bays. We can do some production. As we sort of learn different things, we'll then sort of find other things that we can then go and do. I won't do anything of this just yet. We don't need any of those just yet. Just go and return, go back to the system map. And so we'll go to the moon, and we'll do one of these missions. I'm not sure which one we'll do. Yeah, either one. Won't really matter much. So we'll go and do this one here. But anyway, we have to travel there first. This one here is 24 days to get it done, and we've got 5 days to travel to it. So we'll start the travel. This looks really cool. Like, you know, it's sort of got this pixelated sort of aspect to it, but it is actually 3D. It's just done very, very nicely. All right, so, and in the meantime, travelling out to here, we've actually now got, there's no way I can sort of shut that one right down, unfortunately, but we've now got a whole lot of other different sorts of missions available as well. So let's just go with whatever one's going to give us the smallest number. Just it should mean it's the easiest. So we've got a couple of elimination ones in through here where actually Zeklin wants to destroy the spaceport at Tycho Terminal. Zeklin wants to destroy the orbital city. So we don't want to do those because we don't really want to be helping out Zeklin, the aliens. Then we've got this one here was there before. This one is for Grasshopper. This is another espionage mission. But this one here is the lowest, so it should be the easiest. Just go and do this one in through this other side. Now, this is a Alliance Archaeology. It's a business centre that we're going to be going into. So task, pick up the PCPU at the Alliance Archaeology and evacuate with it. So we need to sort of break in and grab this particular PCPU, whatever that might actually be. We need to select an agent or an operator. So we'll just go back into here. And we have a few of them. Now, these don't change. Unfortunately, their names don't change. This is another thing that I sort of hope that they start to randomise this a little bit. And from what I can sort of tell, their actual stats don't change much either. So you've got different sorts of things. Some are good at melee, some are good at ranged. So the melee accuracy is going to mean that they've got a strong melee thing. The starvation limits back in through there, 2,400 calories. Pain threshold limit of 18. Pain threshold limit of only 8, so she won't last all that long. Dodge chance, the health 35. They're all got about the same. Percy has got 40. So I'm just trying to think of what sort of unit I want to take on board into here. What I might do is I might take in Percy, who does have fairly good melee accuracy and reasonable accuracy as well at 55. Good dodge chance. Starvation limits are fairly high. Health is very, very high. It should be able to survive fairly well. Now, I am actually sort of covering up just one little area down through there. It's just the all resistances of +1, but that shouldn't matter too much. So this is Percy back in through here. Select the class. Now, we've got either sort of like something that is more of a sort of ranged attack type thing. So each shot gives them extra experience, or Eclipse Blades, which means that they're sort of more to do with athletics, reflexes, knife fighting, things like this. Cannibalism. So eating raw human meat will activate the trigger. Each trigger activation gives 10 experience activation. So these are sorts of things we can then go and do, like Taste of Blood, Carnage. So it becomes more of a sort of like almost a vampiric sort of cannibal knife fighter. Let's just go with that particular class. So we'll select the class, and then we'll select the equipment for him as well. So we definitely want to take the knife. We'll keep, like, if we fail a mission, we lose basically all the equipment that he takes down onto the actual planet. And this can be quite debilitating. Let's give him a little bit more protection with the T-shirt. So the T-shirt is going to, you'll see as I start to sort of do things, if I get rid of the T-shirt, you can see it's still 111 all the way through because he does actually have natural resistances. We saw that with the all resistance. If I go and grab the t-shirt and put that one on there, we're going to get like a couple of little extras. So cold and blunt resistance has actually helped a little bit. Let's go and get a backpack. Definitely don't want to be failing this first mission. Brown jeans as well, we'll throw them on board. We'll see that we're getting a little bit more there with the cold resistance. We do actually have some glory boots. We'll shove them on as well. That's going to give us some pierce resistance. We might take some bandages with us, and that will do us, I think. We'll just go in just with the army knife. I'm sort of tempted to go in with something else, but we'll just take it easy. We're not deemed a threat at the start, I don't think. So we can sort of walk our way around and then figure out what to then go and do. So we'll go and return from there. Now he's got equipment weight of 6, which won't really matter that much. Details, I won't worry about reading all this one. We do need to pick up the portable computer personal unit and take it with us. The third largest building on the moon, so Alliance Arcology is a city within a city, and it's a business levels, residential levels, and even production levels. The daily income from owning the arcology is difficult to estimate. So we'll start the mission. So Census found one PCPU just clogged with data. However, the Alliance Arcology guards are already taking up posts according to the combat schedule. We'll try to get you as closest to the target as possible, but we can't promise. Take the advice and come back. Only divert your attention to something else if the risk justifies a reward. By the way, the missions are random every time you play it. The layout of where you're going into is sort of algorithmic, so it's sort of based on a loose structure, but then randomizes how the structure is then put into place. All of the loot is randomized, so it really is a roguelike experience, but which makes it really, really fun because it's so procedural. Just go continue. So here comes our ship. Now we'll see the base layout, but this won't look like this when we go into it. So that's sort of what we know about it ourselves, but it will then there'll be other changes that will then sort of happen with it. Now it's turn-based. I can sort of zoom in or out. I'll just zoom out a little bit while we start to sort of move around. Now I don't know if I can swap this one over. Yeah, I can just go to fist. Let's just go to, actually no, let's go back to the knife fighting at this point in time. So we sort of, I can turn around as well, and that I can just right click to have a bit of a look, but let's just go over here to start with, open her up and just sort of see what we can spot. Now, some of the places will have aliens in them, some of them won't. So we'll just move on up. Okay, that's just moving around. There's some empty containers there. We'd see something in there if there was anything else there. There's nothing else in there, in that room. There's something in here. We'll have a bit of a look. So this is a sentry guard armor, which gives us better resistances than what we end up having with the t-shirt. So we'll just throw the t-shirt back in there. So our resistances are now a lot stronger than what they were. There's nothing else in there. We can just come back out of this other side. So we're not finding much. If we just press M, we can then sort of see where we've gone. There is a doorway over there that we can sort of go into and have a bit of a look. So we'll just go across. That's M for the mini-map. H will then take us into our health system. We've got the hit points, the pain threshold. It does, again, I really wish that this would actually give you good information in the screen about what these all do. The amount of air that we've got, infection levels, poisoning. We'll have a look at this as we start to take damage. This is our hunger going down slowly, and then the actual damage that we then have to the various locations through our body. It's a really nicely done game. It can certainly be a bit more polished overall, but very, very cool. Now, we've got some units back in through here. Now, they probably won't see us as a threat, I'm hoping. So, actually, what are these? These are just workers. And they've got sort of like weaponry. We can get around them, so let's just do that. There's a fragmentation grenade. I'm going to take that. I'm just going to pop it in there, which means we can then sort of go and use it. So we're not seeing them when we turn around. I don't want to be triggering things too much. We haven't done anything bad just yet. There's another claw knife. We don't need it. Look, I'll take it. a bit of loot in here. I'll just see what happens if they attack me. Yeah, they don't seem to be bothering too much about me. He's not sleepy like these other ones are walking around, but they're not really worrying about me. Oh, now they are. I wasn't sure what they actually do. All right, now we've got Carnage, so we've now triggered one of our basic perks. So when we have a bit of a look at him, now the others will start to come with what's happened. So we have to be a bit careful. Let's maybe run forward here. Yeah, and so we've now got problems in through this other side. I don't think we took any damage. We didn't actually. So if we just press H, we can sort of see that everything is actually still okay here. So even though he fired at us, nothing much actually happened. This one's snoozing. The others will now start to chase us. Now what's this guy? This is another worker. I'll have a quick look and see what he's got. He's got smuggler armor, which isn't as good as what we've got through here. He does actually have brigand pants, which gives better resistance and better fire. So let's go and throw them on. He does have any sort of helmet's going to be better. So the brigand helmet, we'll throw that one on. He's got sneakers. Our shoes are better. He does actually have a industrial nail gun, which does 5 to 10 damage. It's not really all that great for us, so I'm not going to worry about that one. And he has the nails there for the ammunition for that. Now number 2, we have something on the ground, which is just painkillers. We'll take those. What have we got in here? This is synthetic beef. We'll take that as well. Looks like this one's got a gun. Now here we've got an Enigma electromagnetic gun, which does a fair bit of damage. I'm going to pop that into this other slot. So if we do need to use a ranged attack, I can now switch between those two attacks. I can't move on to there. Okay, we hit him with one. It's a scientist. More bandages, we'll take those. Have a quick look and see what he's got now. He's got a Manta submachine gun. He does have desert pants. Ooh, probably nothing much there really for us. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. The others will be starting to sort of come after us as well. Actually, he looks like he's looks like he's only got melee. Let's go and swap this over. He did move. That's got him. Okay. All right. So we've got that one done. Let's just swap them back over now to melee again. And he's got a sharp, which is does 10 to 17. What have we got at the moment? We've got between 8 and 16. So this one does piercing damage type, accuracy of 90%. Ours is accuracy of 90 as well. I think we'll take that one. Just it's a little bit better. We'll just pop that into there for now. Nothing else there that he's got. Although the glory helmet, we resist blunt damage a lot. This one, I think we'll keep it where we are. Oh, here we go. We've got a server backpack. This is only an 8x2, but what it does do is it adds a server arm slot. So I'm going to grab that one and replace that backpack, which then gives me another servo arm back in through here for something else. I've got one more slot. Now I want to take this backpack back with me. Now we've still got a lot to do in here. Let's just go back up and have a bit of a look and see where we are. Now what have we got there? This is a gladiator. which is an unloading vest, which is size 2, and the reload duration is -1 turns. This is where it goes down into here, the vest. So I'm going to place the vest into there, which will give me another slot for something I can then throw back in the other side. So this is actually working out fairly well. Now, if we have a quick look at the mini-map again, we don't know exactly what's going on just yet where we are. You can see there's a lot. We're going to have to work our way back through that, all those other forces at some stage. None of these are selectable. Let's have a bit of a look in the room. Yep, there's nothing. Just a big room. Nothing coming yet. Aha, this is what we were looking for. Now we've got the brigand boots. We've got the glory boots back in there already. So we won't worry about taking those. We then actually have another tourist backpack. Again, it would be handy to bring that one back with us, and we just have some powder which we don't need to take. This is the station elevator. So we needed to fight our way through to here. Now we're going to go down, and we'll be fighting at a different sort of level. Now grasp is... I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. This is access denied. I'm not sure what that does either. There's a lot of things in here that I actually don't know. Operation management. So a task, pick up the PCBU and return it. Yep, this is what we have to then go and do. So that's our job. And then the mini map we've already had a bit of a look at. So this now allows us to go beyond the first level. So let's go now down to floor 2. So this will be where we sort of then have to go in and start the next portion of the actual of the mission. Now, what else have we found ourselves within in through here? Let's just have a bit of a look around. And that's just sorbent, general action drugs. It's got to be better than the synthetic meat, I would guess. So it is one of these things where you've got to sort of be a bit mindful about what you're taking. Let's just keep on working our way through. Now there's a skull. There's something in that container. Okay, this has got a stationary turret. Ammo per shot 1. This one may be useful for us. Let's get rid of one of these and bring this one along with us. Now, I'm not sure if it's already loaded or not, but we could try sort of setting that up somewhere if we needed to. There's nothing else over there. Let's just go deeper. Whoa, geez. Okay, we don't want to be in there. That one's down. Another one of their sort of axe things, which I won't bother taking. This one does more melee damage. The accuracy is slightly lower. I think I'll take it, actually. Yeah, where did it go? Just placed it there. I'm not sure where it ended up. Oh, there it is. So let's do that, and in fact I'll put that on the floor and that one there as well. Now every time I do that, that should be another action. Yeah, there we go. Now if I just press shift and click, I can start to sort of work my way through. Oh, injuries are common. Now we're picking up different injuries. We've taken a first priority is to treat the wound. You can use bandages and splints. I'm just going to go continue though, because our health is now down to 30. If we press H, this is where our arm has been burnt. We've got -1 health per action, so our health is going to go backwards as we do things. But, yeah, look, I will actually go to my inventory and just fix it. So we've sort of now just got that one stabilized. Okay, that one's down. It's got like a little energy battery, so I'm just going to take it. This one actually has got a different sort of blaster. Throw that one into there, throw the energy into that one. not sure if I can switch across to the secondary weapon here. I think I might do it, because we're going to have to fight our way out of here now. This looks like a dead end. Nothing else in here that's really going to be all that valuable to us. We might try setting this one up. I'll have to switch these around a little bit. There's nothing else in here. There is actually a knife maker's box, but we're sort of running out of space now. Oh, hang on, we've got this guy right behind us, this worker. Okay, take that. I don't know where he came from. He may have come from this other room. Let's have a quick look and see what he's got. He's got another one of these as well. So he was trying to chase us down. So we've got infections. The development of infection leads to serious diseases. So 26% infection. Now, do we have anything in our inventory that would actually help with that? We've got painkiller tablets. At the moment, the pain is not really a big problem. There we go, minus 40%. So we'll go and use that. All right, and that looks like it may have worked. Yeah, it did. Okay, so that one then worked. Let's go across, flick to the to this other one here, and we're just going to reload. That seems to have doubled the damage. That door's closed, so that may give us a way out. Let's flick back to the to this one here. They're not coming through, but do we need to go up into here, I wonder? I might set up the other turret if we can, and see how we go. So if we just go back into the inventory, throw that one into there, just pop that one into, actually I can't do anything with that one, I'll just throw that one into there, that one into there, so we can then place this one across. Oh, that one can't go there. Use. Alright, so we've now got this one established. So I don't know if we can actually pick that one back up again. 40 hit points. Yeah, it's not exactly where I want it to be. Damn it. We did go right to where I wanted to be. Okay, so now Quasimorph has appeared back in through here. I'll just go continue. Now we've got, we're losing blood each time. We're down to 7 now. So we now need to go back into our health again. I'm not good at this. We've now gotten the bleeding should have stopped. The bones and things as well. They're all firing. They've got issues. Let's just go back in. Yeah, but health is at 9. This is now back down again. Health is coming up. Looks like they're all dead. Well, let's go and have a look inside there. It's got shotguns. It's a t-shirt. This is a smuggler makeshift helmet. I think I'll this one's got blunt damage. I think I'll sort of try to get more, something to do with more of the like things we sort of expect to see. Buckshot. I do actually have another ability back over through here now. Actually, I can place that one back into there. The buckshot we don't really need unless we take this particular one through this other side. Workers' corpse, we'll just move across to there, move our way in. That's medical treatment stuff, so we'll just go and grab that. Pack of cigarettes, we don't need that. Well, nothing on this side. The fire has now died down. Scientist, another one of these. Let's just go and unload the ammo. So we're going to need that for this. Another one, unload the ammo. So 40 is the maximum. Okay, nothing else there. Okay, there's nothing else in this room actually. Alright, nothing else that side, so I can't actually disassemble this. Been down here yet. Got a few of them in here. It's a specialist. Switch over now. Grab the axe. Oh, I threw it. Damn it. I didn't want to do that. Alright, time to get another one. Damn, we're down. It's really tough. It's a hard game. Numerous wounds, rest in peace. There we go. So we'll continue. Now what happens is we're still in orbit around the moon. The mission is still available, as you can sort of see back and through here. If I go and this is where I think that the game should have sort of like different sorts of units that come in with different names. Because if I go back in and do this particular mission, I then select another operator, and I think it was Percy that we had just before. I don't know if that was his. I think that was his name. Anyway, they don't seem to change names. I may be wrong about that, but. Again, I've got the same character through here. I wish that these were all a bit more random. So let's just go back with Percy. Select class, Eclipse Blades again. Select the class, select the equipment. Now, we don't have a hell of a lot in here, so I'm going to have to find melee equipment when we go back in. And so when we go in, I won't play this for very much longer because you get the idea anyway. I'm just going to go and grab that. I can set up another stationary turret if I wanted to. These are quite useful, but let's save it. But you can see there we're missing now all of the stuff that we had brought in the first time. It's now becoming harder to actually go and do this mission. So we'll return and start the mission again. Continue. So the main negative we have, and when we come in, this will be slightly randomized. There, weapon parts. So I've got no real place to sort of place anything. So it's a different map this time, or it should be. Actually, it's not that different than what we saw last time. But there was the only way through. If we look at the mini map, this time we haven't been everywhere. But the rooms are sort of slightly different. Now this is like an auto doctoring place where we can sort of get healed up if we need to. Oh, here we go. Okay, we've got a submachine gun. throw that one in there. We've got some drinks, some sorbent. We've got hardly anything we can do in through here. Armourer's box, I'll leave that one behind as well. I need to find somebody that I can actually then go and kill. Brown jeans, pop them on. And just do the next run. So I've got the specialist back in through here. Okay, he's down. He's got a... this might be easier for us to make use of. Alright, with that one in there, we can just go and reload that one back up again. Individually. What have we got there? Acid. Yeah, we just got nowhere to place anything. I think I'm going to get closer here. He's being shot from both sides. It's not hurting him much. He's down. Whoops. We're also not taking any real damage here. He got shot by the one behind. Just switch over to the other one. Now this can be done as the auto or just single fire mode. I think I'll do the auto. It's got him. Alright, so that's down. We got rid of a few of them there and we didn't take any actual damage because we were behind this this object. There's a date miner. Not sure what that one does. Oh, terrain scanner. This explores the level for us, so we can just right click and use this. This will then give us everything on this level. So we can now sort of see through the whole lot. And if we just go back to our mini map, we now actually see everything on the level. That's the elevator. Got containers back in through this other side. So the elevator is where we would need to get to, and we can sort of see through there that we've got to go this way through these doors, or we have to blow up this wall to sort of take it in there. We don't have any grenades, so I can't do that. But this is sort of like this is a way that the game does play out. So I won't keep on playing. I think that gives a pretty good idea as to the way the game sort of does work. And we had one alien change over at one point, but we didn't ever really get to sort of see it in action. It was in that little room before we got killed with the other guy. We've got containers in here. We might just have a quick look through and just sort of see if we can get any melee equipment. Yeah, and also there's antibiotics. Might just pop that back in there. Grab those. Might as well eat these as we go. First aid kit, we'll take those as well. Yeah, there's another auto dock. So there's a lot of auto docks back in through here. Whoa. Just going to press space until they come. I'm missing. Oh, we're out of ammo. Switch across the doors. Okay, let's just reload. There they go, they've opened it up. Got rid of both of them, that's good. Okay, so we're still not actually damaged in here. It's a fun game, I've got to say. I really am enjoying it a lot. If I just shift click, I can... Oh, that's actually, I can just fire. Yeah, I can't move. I would need to... I'm not sure if there's another way to actually do the movement. Scientist corpse. Well, let's go and grab this weapon, place that one in there. Actually, I still need this, don't I? This is quite cool for in-close fighting. Alright, so we just go back out to our inventory again, back in through this other side. So we'll just go and switch this over. See on the mini map. Not that in either. Just go and have a look at this one again. Yeah, I can't really place it anywhere. These are all other things that are too valuable for me. There's another one. I can unload the ammo. Not really going to help me. Build a nail gun. We can start to get the armor now. Put these things on. There's 3 dead creatures in here. Get more of that. That's actually better, I think. Oh, here we go. We've got the uploading vest. So we can sort of put more things in here as well. The second one. Not sure where that went. That'll do. Now this is a border FN4. Same one through there. This one's much better equipped. Much better. It's been looked after better. So we'll go and place this one in. That has been not reloaded just yet. Load them in. The third one has got a nail gun in there again. All right, so we're getting better equipped. We're sort of now making our way through. We had a harder time with this one. There's another one in there. He's got a baton. Now this is actually better for us. I'd love to find a backpack, but I'm going to replace. I'm going to put that one in there, and we'll just throw that one back on the ground. Because this is we're much better at melee. Now there is actually a crate in here. There's a blood bag. Now what was up this way? This is where we have to go, unfortunately. Item chip, prison pants. Yeah, none of these. I'm really looking for a backpack now. So that's not the way we want to go. It's down through here. Wait for it to come a bit closer. Go and get the baton. Alright, that one's down. The specialist corpse in through this other side. So he also had a baton, but he couldn't actually use it against us. And there's also a Hydra tactical pistol there, which I won't worry about. So anyway, that's sort of that's the game. We did get through the other one where we went through again. I'll just go back down to floor 2. This is as far as we got last time. But you can see that the layout changes each time you go in, which again is great. I love that it's all procedural. Here we go, got thermal grenades now, and another gunsmith pack, which we don't need, but we do actually have the thermal grenade. There's a splint back up there. T-shirt. Oh, here we go. Get out of there. Anyway, I will stop now. It's one of these games you just want to keep on playing the mission. But it's a really good game. Where it is, it's going to be hitting early access. There's still a lot of work to be done in the game, but it's very, very polished for where it actually is going to be sort of going into and releasing into early access. Very, very difficult, as you can sort of see. You know, it's very difficult to sort of work your way through the missions. And the missions do chop and change as well, depending on what sort of mission you're trying to do. They're really cool. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Oh, please consider liking and subscribing if you like this sort of content. Always helps.